look not only to your own interest, but also to the interests of others. He's not saying don't have a concern for your own interest. He says don't look exclusively to your own interest. This word in the Greek is skopeo, where we get our word scope from, or telescope. And it means to examine. It means to check it out. It's looking, it's examining, it's considering, it's reviewing. And so it's not just a glance we're talking about. You don't use a telescope to glance at something. You get a telescope out because I can't see it well enough with a naked eye. And so I want to see it more clearly. I want to focus on it. And so Paul says that we are to look, skopeo, not only to our own interests, which is the natural bent that we have, to be completely consumed and self-absorbed, but he says also look to the interests of others, which is another key to having unity over issues of disagreement. And then he wraps it all up by saying, this is the kicker, this is killer. If you forgot everything else, don't forget this. He says, our attitude should be the same as that of Christ Jesus. Just look at Jesus. Just act like Jesus. Hold the priorities and the values of Jesus. Model yourself after Jesus. And so he says all these things are true, but he says it's all summarized in the attitude of Christ. And now he says that he wants this mind to be in us. He says, let this mind be in you. He doesn't force it upon us. It has to be something that we invite. We have to be willing to humble ourselves. We have to be willing to take an interest in others. We have to be willing to count all our blessings, and in the midst of that say, now, with my friend I'm having a problem with, or with my wife, or with your husband, or with your kids, how should I conduct myself in this conflict or in this disagreement? How can I procope through the midst of this in a way that honors God and keeps these things in mind as it relates to Christ? God, I invite you. I want that mind in me. I want that attitude. I want to put that on in my own life as it relates to this issue.